Welcome to Dalma Makes. This is the last candle jar in the series of 6. I've decided to decorate this primarily on the lid with a resin flower in the middle and some flatback plastic beads all around. I'm making sure I'm placing them in as neat of a circle as I can manage. I want them spaced out nicely. And to attach everything, I'm using Glossy Accents because it sticks really well to metal. Although I did make sure to sand down the backs of some of these pieces and the metallic jar as well. Of course, I wanted to make this one have an interesting surface as well, so I decided to use some fine granite, and I'm using gel matte medium to put on a very thick layer and then sprinkle on the sand and like dip the edges in it, making sure that it's kind of in one layer and even. And I'm going to, of course, not waste any and do the same on the body of the jar. I've used this technique before. It's quite quick and simple, but it can be quite messy. After completely drying, I need to make sure that fine granite doesn't come off. Yes, it's glued on, but it's not gonna stick there permanently. So instead, I'm making a wash with some shellac ink and some acrylic paint, and I am saturating fully all of that sand texture. Like it's dripping. This is going to make sure that none of it is going to shed once it's dry from this stage. The shellac ink is a really excellent binder, and I can always rely on it for stuff like this. After drying that for a few days so it's completely bone dry, I'm going to start base coating it in acrylic paint. I decided for this particular jar I'm going to do purple, as I don't have one in the series yet. When that base coat is dry, it's very dark, so I'm going to use a much lighter purple, more on the pinkish end of the spectrum, and I'm using my finger to essentially dry brush it. And to finish the paint job, I'm going back in with some gold paint and rubbing it all over the entire surface. This actually unifies this particular candle jar with all the other ones in the series, as they all have gold finishes. With the painting done and the jar dry, I followed the instructions in the candle making kit, and I made a beautiful purple colored soy wax that smells like lavender to match the outside of the jar. It was actually quite fun to experiment with coloring the wax and mixing the scents. And this is what my candle jar looks like when it's finished. I really like the top and I really like the gritty texture from that fine granite, but it's still sparkly and beautiful from the gold paint. This concludes my candle jar series. Please do tell me in the comments which one was your favorite. I would like to hear your thoughts on this project and on the entire series as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Bye!